DK is itching for some racing action, which is why today we're going to play auto racing for your Mattel Intellivision master component. Let's go ahead and take auto racing, pop it in my Intellivision, and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. Auto Racing was published by Mattel Electronics. According to the Blue Sky Rangers history page, it was the 6th release game for the system, coming out on October 3rd, 1980. They also give programming credit to Larry Zwick, who they also credit for programming Air Raiders for the Atari 2600, which I previously reviewed in episode 695. The manual opens with the following. You're in the driver's seat of a Grand Prix type course. The road snakes and twists before you. As your car starts rolling, trees and buildings rush on by on either side. Your tires scream as you hurtle past them and around tight turns. You're in a race to the finish, balancing speed against control. Look out for that curve! You'll need fast reflexes and split-second timing to see what it's like to participate in one of the world's most exciting sports. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines! Auto Racing is a racing game for 1 or 2 players with 5 courses to select from. The overlay shows the 5 numbers used to select the course, that the side buttons are used to brake, and the disc to steer. There is no acceleration button, as the game automatically accelerates for you. After selecting your course, each player can select a different colored car, also using the first 5 numbers and their corresponding colors on the overlay. The manual shows the differences between these cars in terms of top speed, acceleration, and handling. Since the game does not allow 2 players to use the same colored car in a 2-player game, the tan and blue cars are given identical stats, giving an option for 2 players who want to play a game with equally matched cars. In the single-player game, you could use either controller. And after selecting your color and pressing enter on your controller, you'll need to press enter on the second controller to start your game. Most auto racing cartridges use the disc like a steering wheel on a car, pressing left to turn the car to the left and right to turn the car right. You can also press different areas on the disc for sharper or more gradual turns, but beware of oversteering using the bottom portion of the disc, which might cause you to spin out. The first batch of cartridges reportedly had different controls, where you would press the disc in the direction you wanted your car to go on the screen. So if you wanted your car to go up on the screen, you'd press up, and left, you'd press left, and so on and so forth. Apparently this method is not preferred by many players, but if you have one of these early carts, it's been reported that holding down 1, 6, and 9 on the controller while pressing reset on the system will change the controls to the steering wheel style found in most other cartridges. The single-player game consists of trying to complete 5 laps as fast as possible. As you race, you'll want to try to stay on the track for the most speed. If you drive through what the manual calls water, but on my TV kind of look like purple wildflowers, it'll slow you down. You can also crash into buildings and trees. When you do, you'll see how many laps you finished and how much time has elapsed. Pressing the brake seems to get you back on course the quickest in my personal experience, although the manual says to use the number keys to do this instead. When you restart, you'll be sent back to an invisible checkpoint line. The manual has maps of all 5 courses and notes the checkpoints. Interestingly, all these courses take place on one large world. By moving through the right spots on the course, you can actually navigate to different courses and apparently unused road portions, but if you crash, you'll be sent back to the last checkpoint from your original race. Once you finish 5 laps, the crowd will cheer as your final time is shown. 2-player games are played until 1 player gets 50 points. If you get far enough ahead, you will earn a single point. If your opponent crashes, you get 2. Graphically speaking, the animation is choppy, but for a title from 1980, it's probably one of the better looking racers of its time. Sound-wise, there is no music, and some may find the engine sounds irritating, although I did not. But the other sounds are fine, and of course you have the great Intellivision cheer at the end. Family-friendly wise, the game would most likely get an E for everyone rating if released today. Currently at PriceCharting.com, the game has a value of $5 loose, $11 complete, and $14 new. So what do I think of auto racing for the Intellivision? It's a bit of an acquired taste. There is a learning curve to the steering, partially because your car doesn't always animate the slight movements it makes, and the single-player races do lack anyone to race against. But once I got used to the game, I did get some enjoyment out of it. I can see why those who grew up with it sometimes sings its praises. When it came out, it was probably the best racer on a home system, and it would be a little while yet until pole position helped revolutionize video game racers. That being said, I don't know that time has done it much favors, although some fun can still be had with it. So where am I going to rank auto racing? I'm looking in the 30s. I think I'll give it a narrow edge over Space Armada at 39, but I do like Commando more at 38. So out of the 62 games that are now ranked for the Intellivision, auto racing is pulling up into the 39th position. Auto racing hasn't aged the best and it has a learning curve, but patient retro fans may still get some enjoyment out of it. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day. I look forward to see you next time in the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, especially when driving on barren courses with no one else around. If there's no one else around, who's cheering?